welcome to my new Blender shader beginner tutorial. Today I want to show you how I made this very easy street here. So I'm going to show you how to make an easy street shader. So I don't want to waste your time, let's get right started. So I'm going to start with a brand new file and I'm going to delete the default cube, X delete, and then Shift A, add mesh plane, and I go here to the shading tab. And I'm gonna recenter my screencast keys so you see what I'm typing. And I press 7, so I have the top view, and I'm gonna zoom this a bit in, and I press new for new material, and it's completely white right now. And if you have, and you should have, the Node Wrangler add-on. If you don't have, you should install it and then press here the check button. Sorry, Control T, and then this here comes up, and then you select the image texture, press X to delete. Now we take a color ramp between it, so we know 0 is here, as you can see at this point for the UV, and 1 is here because 1 is white and 0 is black. And I can emphasize this here by the color ramp if I move this slider here. In difference to this, you can see the object coordinates are not that way. They have the center in directly here, but we want to use the UV coordinates. And we're gonna change this very easy just by mathematics. And so we say separate x, y, z, and now we have only the x value. And we do comparison of the x value. So we choose the compare value. And the compare value works in that way that it compares to 0, 5, as you can see, and with a whiteness or range of 0.5. If you make this very, very thin, it only has a thin line because this is the value .0. And now you can exactly see x is going from exactly 0 to exactly 1, as you can see at the thin line. But the nice thing for us is we can here define how wide it should be. So if I put here 0.5, and then I can define the width of the line by the epsilon. And this is exactly what we want. What we want now is some cuts here. So let's do this. We add a wave texture and do it here. And the wave texture, if you plug it directly in the output, looks like this. This can help us because this already does what we want. So, but we don't want it on the x-axis, we want it on the y-axis. And if we now, instead of the color, we take the factor, and this is just one value, this we can multiply with our compare value here. And 1 by 1 is 1, and 1 with 0 is 0, and so the value should be cut. Let's see what the result is. Looks like this. Oops, the material output went that way. But we have now some problems. Okay, we can change the scale, which is great, but this is a bit blurry here. We don't want that. So we just make a little trick here, and we just use round. Makes nothing else than takes a value and cuts off, rounds the fraction value to 0 or 1. And this is what we want. We want either a 1 for white or 0 for black. And with the scale value, we can change the length of that stripes. This is what I wanted to show you, but now let's also make a street out of it. So we go back to layout and we say Shift A, curve, circle. Then tap in edit mode S to scale this up, and then I do just a little variation that the street is not too bowing. that. I'm pressing here that. And again, my screencast keys are gone, so I have to set the origin again. And now I select my plane and I add a modifier. And I add an array modifier with fit curve, Bezier circles. So I have a long road here. And now I want to make it follow the curve. So I add another modifier here. It's a curve modifier, Bezier circle. And watch this. I have a street. But some problems. First, the street is jaggy here. You see this? This we can solve. You go to tab to edit mode. You say here subdivide and give here some good value. And then it's also much rounder, as you can see. This is not enough. Subdivide. Let's take 6 more. And now you see it's smoother. The other thing we can do is we can go to the Bezier circle, and there we can increase the resolution, and now you have here the nice roundings in the corners. But you see now our shading is gone, so we have to repair that because the shading is now flips the X and Y axis. So we just take here, instead of the X value, we take the Y value. And for the cutting, we also change the bands from Y to X. And watch this. We have a nice street here. And of course, you can change the scaling to your needs or how you like it. If you like it more long or less long, you can choose this. Okay, now we want also lines on the side. So here should be, oops. Oh, I cannot write. I can only write in the layer mode. I want now lines here, right and left. So let's try this. So I go to shading. And we're gonna do exactly the same what we did here, but we compare with 0 and we compare with 1. And of course we compare our Y value again. And if we plug this in the result, you see we have now something in the middle, but we don't want that. Of course it should be 0, and we can move this a little bit inside, and then we make it a bit thicker. And the same we do here, but just with 1. Let's see how it does this look. We take the same brightness, and if we took here 0, we took 1 there, it should be the same. And this again we do add because we want both lines, and these both lines we add to our other values and plug this in, and now we should see something. Yeah, looks pretty good. Maybe the stripe is a bit too bright, so plug here a value in here and a value in here, and now you can just by changing one value you can change the width of your side line. I hope you like it. I hope you learned something. Have fun. Bye.